Hey guys, and welcome back to Regrexit, Brexit Britain, where the country's Prime Minister can be described as a ficking plant pot. And when said in a Merseyside accent, that's as funny as hell. It's my favourite accent, by the way, especially on women. That sounds so perfect. Matt Hancock must be back. And also, welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you so much for all your messages you sent me, and a special thanks here to everyone who signed up to my channel. I feel so blessed with so much people that have signed up, so thank you so much for that. Yeah, I'll go through all your messages. I'll answer as many as I can, but I will like all your messages for definite. So we hear that overnight it's actually two parties that was thrown in Downing Street last year. One of them was in November. Apparently, that I think that one Boris Johnson attended and gave speeches at. The other one, yeah, was thrown in December, and obviously both of them, right? No rules was broken, right? Only laws, no rules. Okay, see, the COVID rules and the COVID laws are different things, you see, because COVID rules means social distancing and your masks, and you're washing your hands and all those things. Basically, your hands, face, space, right? That's your COVID rules. Okay, your COVID laws say you're not allowed to have a fucking party. Okay, you get a £10,000 fine slapped on your ass if you have a party. That's what your COVID laws say. So as Boris Johnson said, right, no rules was broken. Isn't it just great how these politicians just like how they just double talk? Everything they say, yeah, you've got to look and think to yourself, hold on a minute. Yeah, but there's also going to be 2 or 3 or 4 or maybe another 6 meanings to what this person's saying. Right, where they can just squirm out of it later, right? And say, yeah, well, no rules was broken. But what about the laws? How about the COVID laws that you brought in? Right? The ones that you was, seriously, this whole thing, right, has just this. But the way how they're dropping it is like, you know what? No one cares about that, man. Yeah, Boris Johnson just says, well, no one cares about what was going on 12 months ago. But it's only just come out, Prime Minister. We've only just found out now, right, that, 12 months ago, you was kicking back in parties. We've only just found out, right? It's not like, right, we knew, right, in January or December last year, right? We didn't know then. Right, so if we had known, right, then perhaps we could have addressed the situation then. But I think it's only that someone that was at the party has just gone and must have just told like one of the newspapers and that. You know what I mean? But it wouldn't surprise me if a few of the newspaper people was there already, and these people already knew about this whole shit anyway. Do you know what I mean? Wouldn't surprise me at all, right? So now we've got creepy Matt Hancock. I've seen him back and about all over the place, you know what I mean, doing this and doing that, right? There's a lot of talk, right? See, with what Matt Hancock has done, right, with his pub landlord, right, because his pub landlord got he got a some type of COVID contract, yeah, for £40 million, right? And I believe, right, at the time, yeah, the pub landlord was right on his uppers, right, at the time, right, proper on his uppers, right? So, when you get a contractor for like £40 million, yeah, right, you got to understand here that his cut is going to be between 10 and 15%, right? Maybe a little, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, right? Just depends on how, if they can squeeze themselves another 2.5% or another 5% at the top level, right? Then they're going to go for that. But let's just say between 10 and 15%. Do you know what I mean? So you're looking at for him, right, between £4 and £6 million straight, right, in his sky, right, or for the ladies, straight in his Lucy, right, and that's how they just niced him up. Oh, that's pocket, right, or locket, okay, right. So that's how the man's just been like, he's just been niced up straight away, right. But what they done, yeah, what him and creepy old man Hancock done, right? Because you know Matt Hancock's one creepy motherfucker, right? If you can remember because that video is stained in my mind, yeah. How he looked out for to look to see if anybody was looking at his creepy ass, right? Before he went and had his hands all over that woman, right? His personal assistant, well, because she had a job there, but it was only like a couple of 1 or 2 days a month. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, that's the reason why he was just there. You know what? So he could just say, you know what? That while I'm being paid, right, I can just get a little, you know what I mean, little something, something while I'm being paid in one of the offices. Right? But what's still stained on my mind, yeah, is how how he was looking out to see if anybody was looking, anybody was seeing what was going. What do you know what I mean? And it's still stained on my mind. So I hope now that image is stained on your mind. My God, it's not nice. But anyway, right? So yeah, so what creepy Matt Hancock has done, right, is you see how the money, right, what his pub landlord got, right, the £40 million contract, right, wasn't signed off to the landlord. Right, what they'd done, right, was the landlord was stuck in there as an agent, right. So they tried to make it look like as if to say that the money, right, was going straight to the company, right, that was supplying the NHS. I think it was some type of vials and all these type of things, right. So that company, right, was supplying them to the NHS, and that's how they've tried to make it look as if it's straight from that company, and they've tried to keep out like Matt Hancock's pub landlords, right? They've tried to keep his involvement out of it, but I think he probably just set this company up, right, so that he could just become the agent literally overnight, right, to this company, right, when he obviously knows nothing about what this company does. But Matt Hancock has just basically stuck him in the middle there, right, so he could just say, you know what, yeah, you just just charge a percentage, right, of what you can charge, so between 10 and 15%, right. I guarantee you, right, that a lot of that money has already gone back to Matt Hancock as well. Right, because that's how these, because you're not going to give your friend, yeah, a contract like for £40 million, right, and just say, you know what, yeah, I've done it because we're mates, because you know what, because you are alright, so that's why I've done that for you, because you know what, bruv, you're good, you're cool, right? Can you really see creepy big forehead motherfucking Matt Hancock doing that? No, he's a creepy fucking ass fool. Right, so right, that whatever, right, because if he's tried, right, to make sure that we don't know that his pub landlord is involved in that deal, right, because we've known that all the time, but we haven't known the intricate details. So it's come out, right, that his pub landlord is somehow involved in that deal, right, because someone's looked into it, right. But, right, no one actually knew. You know what? Actually, he's tried to avoid, right, people knowing that his pub landlord's in it, right? Because, everyone, from before now, we just thought, you know what? He's given his pub landlord the contract, right? And his pub landlord his pub landlord was acting solely as an agent to get up in there, do you know what I mean? So he could just get his money, because already, yeah, as an agent, you don't even have to get out, you don't even have to touch anything. You don't have to touch anything. Do you know what I mean? You could just set the deal up between the two people, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? And then you just step away with your cash. Right? It's as easy as that. It's as easy as pulling a pint. Which is what this motherfucker should really be doing, was pulling pints, yeah, in his pub that was failing at the time. But now he's nice. He's probably living on a beach somewhere. You know what I mean? His pub has probably had a great lot of a cash injection, right? They can probably get, all sorts of different like music bands and all these type of things down there to get people to come down there. Seriously, that's how these guys just roll. Do you know what I mean? That's how they just roll. I remember all of this, yeah? All of this, it's all taxpayers' money. All of it, it's all taxpayers' money. right? And these guys, they've just stolen it, right? But you see Matt Hancock, yeah, again, right? You can see that creepy motherfucker is right now, yeah, trying to get himself back, right, in the public eye, get himself back in the public, right? You know, he's apparently he's been in. I can't remember where the next by-election going to be. I think it's Bexley, but apparently he's been down there knocking on doors. You know, I've seen him on a couple of different programs now. Do you know what I mean? Just chatting nonsense. Do you know what I mean? But that's what they're trying. They're probably trying to groom him up, right, to get his big forehead back in the cabinet somehow. Do you know what I mean? After what we all saw. But you see, the thing is, right, you got to remember, yeah, that the people of his constituency, right, are the people who you have to say, oh, listen, you know what, yeah, if that's who you want to represent you, you know, you have to wonder what's going on in these people's heads. Because as soon as I saw what he done, right, and then once I heard about this pub landlord nonsense, yeah, I just said, you know, we need to, you know, we need to have, you know, we need him out. He needs to go. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't have corrupt officials like in this way, right? Running like, you know, your district. You can't have corrupt MPs. But so much people are just prepared to say, oh, don't worry. It's especially from the right wing. The right wing are just prepared to put up with anything, right? You know, I don't, you know, that level of idiot of idiot support. I don't understand. Right? I don't understand that. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, right, once you hear these type of stories, yeah, about your MP, right, then you know what? I can't. You know, you can't be representing me. Do you know what I mean? You can't be representing me. Do you know what I mean? This is why it shocks me, yeah, the amount of support that someone like Donald Trump does get. Because you see, you've heard all the stories about Donald Trump, right? Forget all the racist stuff, right? Forget all that, right? But you've heard all the other stories. Do you know what I mean? You know, the man, the man said that, you know, if Ivanka wasn't his daughter, he'd probably be sleeping with her. Right there, yeah, for me, that right there would have crossed the line. Right there. Right. Let alone listening to him say how he wants to grab hold of women's genitalia. Do you know what I mean? And he does it. Right. That to me, right, crossed the line right there. Because you heard him say it himself. So that to me crossed. But these people from the right wing, you think to yourself, there's something wrong with them. Seriously, I don't know if they're putting something in right wing water, right? But these people, they do not think right, right? I'm telling you, there's something wrong with these people, right? You know, if you look at, Owen Paterson, believe me, Owen Paterson, right, didn't need to resign, right? Because you know what, yeah, the people in his district would have probably just said, well, you know what. Apart from, the whole Randox thing, and probably, the years and the years that he's probably been doing this and getting away with it, but he's been quite a good MP, right? Seriously, these people, right, I'm telling you, there's something wrong with them. They're not right in the head. They are not right in the head at all. Right. For you to look at someone like Matt Hancock after what you know about him and still say, you know what, yeah, that's why I'm going to put my vote for Matt Hancock. It's the same with Boris Johnson. For you to look at these people, right, knowing how incompetent they are, knowing that they're a bunch of fucking criminals, right, and for you to look at them and say, oh yeah, do you know what I mean? That says more about the British public. Right. I mean, you can take out. I tell you the places you can take out. Yeah, where Boris Johnson, yeah, would never win. He could never win an election in London again. Right, Boris Johnson. Right, he couldn't win anything in Scotland. Right, he couldn't win anything in Wales. Right, and he definitely couldn't win anything in Liverpool. Right, where the people in Liverpool believe he's a ficking plant pot. Right, so he couldn't win anything. Right, there's a lot. There's a lot of places in this country, yeah, that would just be like, no way, there's absolutely no way, because they just know that Boris Johnson's a complete idiot. He's a goose. He's a fool. Right, he's gone past being the clown figure. He's gone past that. Do you know what I mean? He's on a higher level than a clown right now. Right, he's a proper idiot. Do you know what I mean? He's he's on the level he's on the level of the acting of, like, Laurel and Hardy used to act. That's they would act how Boris is, right? The foolish nature. Do you know what I mean? The just foolishness, absolute idiot, right? And I don't know if you've seen the story about Terese Coffey. Terese Coffey has said that people this year, yeah, must not be kissing strangers under the mistletoe. I think that Terese Coffey probably has a real problem, right, with people dragging her ass and kissing her under the mistletoe. I can see, I can see that, right? But the only thing is, I don't like kissing a woman who's got a wider face than mine. and, and you know that already, yeah? Britain's answer to King Jong-un is having a real problem, right, with blokes coming up and kissing her under the mistletoe, especially blokes that she doesn't know. And we know that Terese is a real party animal, already, yeah, because she does like to have the time of her life, right? Especially, right, just after she's taken £20 off the lowest earners in the country. Right? When she's got, close on £2 million stuffed in her own bank account. But, I'm quite sure that you Brexiters knew exactly what you was voting for. And speaking of Brexit, the Americans, yeah, are getting their knickers in a twist. and right, and the Americans are saying, you know what, right now we're going to hold back, right, on any Brexit trade talks, right, due to the Irish Protocol. They said, we don't like the way how you're handling it, right, and we think there might be violence stepping up in Ireland, okay? So, right now, the trade deal talks are frozen. And something about some US steel business as well. Something about that as well. But tell me something, yeah? Oh, I think the Australian deal is going to be signed before Christmas, right? So that's going to be quite good, because that deal, I think, was 0.1%, something like that. That might be the New Zealand deal, right? So the Australian deal might be worth like 0.2%. No, it's definitely 0.0 and 0.2, I think, percent, something like that. Do you know what I mean? Right? Nothing like, the billions of pounds, the hundreds of billions of pounds that we've lost from not being in the EU. Right. So as I said, the Americans, right, are now, right, getting their, right, stars and striped drawers, pantyhose, right, right, in a twist, right, because they don't like what's going on over the whole Irish Protocol business. They don't like how Britain is handling it, not the EU, because obviously the Americans would just be like, well, you signed it, get on with it. Right? You can't change something after you just signed it, right, 12 months ago. The hell is wrong with you? Right? So the Americans are now stepping in and saying, well, you know what, yeah, this is what we told you. We warned you about this shit. Right? You know what gets me, right, is that from the longest of time ago, yeah, Nancy Pelosi done already told Britain, you know something, yeah, if you mess about with Ireland, right, you're not going to get a trade deal with us. It's not going to happen. Right? She said that at the longest of time ago, and these people are like, well, I'll probably talk around. You're just idiots. Seriously, you're so stupid, right, that Frank Spencer, right, looks like a genius. Okay, I know he is a genius now because he doesn't play Frank Spencer anymore. Right? He is a genius now. Right? But when he was playing Frank Spencer, right, you, right, make him look like a genius. I'm serious. because because it's just like it's absolutely no, there was just no listening, right? Because the Americans said this before we actually left the EU. They said this, right? And so Britain would have known that the Americans, right, have a real problem with this. They would have known from the in fact they did know, right? And they knew that Joe Biden said, "I am Irish." Top of demanding to all my Irish people, then, right? But they knew all of this, right? But still, right? They pushed ahead, right? Even though, right, they started getting warned about the whole Irish business, yeah, right? Before we left the EU, before we left, right? And it's something where they just thought, you know what, we'll just do what we normally do, right? We'll get it through and we'll just deal with it later. It's not something you can fucking deal with later. You can't deal with the Irish situation later, right? That situation, yeah, needed needs to be dealt with immediately, right? Not with a border in the fucking sea, not with hard borders, right? Once you saw the Irish situation, right, any Prime Minister, right, who had any sense at all would have said, you know what, actually, this whole Brexit thing is not a good idea, because that is gonna destroy, right, the Good Friday Agreement. It's going to destroy it. Straight away, it's going to destroy it, right? And straight away, we're going to have the men of violence, right, back out. All right. Remember, right now, yeah, we haven't got. I don't think the IRA side are out. This is all like unionists, right? So because I think for the IRA side, they looking for a renew. They're looking for Ireland to you know what I mean, to reunify, right? That's what they're looking for, right? So the IRA have no, they've probably got no reason to reform and come back out, unless obviously the unionists start killing their people. Do you know what I mean, right? So, but the unionists, right, they're pissed because they need what we've got over here, so they need that, right? Because remember, they're Brexiters, and remember what I said, Brexiters, they're stupid, right? So the unionists are really up for the fight, and the IRA just put, because they know that this is more than likely going to reunify Ireland. That's what Brexit. That's what Brexit has done. That's what Brexit has done, because long term we're going to lose. Long term, Britain is going to lose Scotland long term, and if that happens, right, then Ireland will certainly reunify, and then the Welsh will be looking. The Welsh will also be looking to break away as well, because that's all Brexit was going to do. This is what we warned about, right? But all of that is a bit longer term for Brexit. But all of that is coming, and if we keep on imposing conservative governments on the Scottish people, then they're certainly going to break away from us, because they don't want a Scottish government. They don't want a conservative government. They've never wanted a conservative government, but we keep imposing that on them. Do you know what I mean? So you Brexiters, right? You need to understand, yeah, that the chain that you have started, the reaction that you have started, right, is going to lead to the breakup of this union. Remember that. Anyway, guys, this is By Any Means Necessary. I'm the MC John Ribs. It was really nice to speak to you guys. Comments below.